We are going to start the first chapter, How the Camel Got His Hump. The story, How the Camel Got His Hump, takes us to the time when the world has just begun, okay? The time when the world began. At that time, the animals worked for the humans except one lazy animal named Camel. So all the animals were working for the man, and except an animal called Camel. Means Camel was lazy and he was not doing any work. He always said one word, hump. So always he will say hump. Like when we don't want to do any work, we will say whew, like that, no? The same way this camel used to say hum when anyone said anything to him. Due to his repeated chanting of the word hump, he ended up getting a hump on his back, which he was earlier quite proud of. Now he carries it everywhere and he has even started working with that same hump. That is the lesson. So let us see overall lesson. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel, and he lived in the middle of a howling desert because he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns and prickles, and when anybody spoke to him, he said, hump, just hump, and no more. So did you understand what is in the first paragraph? It is about the beginning of the world, and that time just humans started to use animals for their work, and all the animals were working for human beings, man. But this camel was not ready to do any work, and he was not doing any work. If anybody will ask something to him, he will just say hum, hum. He will not talk also, he will not do the work also. And usually what are the things he used to eat? He fed himself on sticks, thorns and prickles. Okay, in the first paragraph you can see a word, howling desert. Howling desert. Do you understand what is that? When there's wind, you can hear a sound, no? A kind of noise when it is heavy wind. That is called a howling noise. A desert where you hear howling noises of both animals and the wind. Let's continue. Look at the second para. Presently, the horse came to him on Monday morning with the saddle on his back and said, Camel, oh camel, come out and troll like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel. And the horse went away and told the man. What is saddle? A seat. A seat fastened on the back of a horse. Have you ever seen a seat behind the back of the horse? That horse rider will be sitting on that. This horse came and saying to camel, come and work like me. What are you doing here? So camel did not say anything, only hump. So this horse went back and told the man. Man means human being, okay, who sent him for the work. Presently the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel. And the dog went away and told the man. Secondly, who came? A dog came, and he was fetching, or he was bringing a stick in his mouth and telling, hey camel, come with me and do the work what I am doing. Take the sticks and put it somewhere. You have to do some work. And again camel said, again the dog went and said to the man that the camel is not ready to work. Presently the ox came to him with a yoke on his neck and said, Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us. Farmers will be using ox with the yoke to plow the ground before sowing the seeds. When the ox was calling him for the work again, the camel said, hump. And the ox went away and told the man. Okay. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, 3 Oh, 3, I'm very sorry for you, but that hump thing in the desert can't work, or he would have been here by now. So I'm going to leave him alone, and you must work double time to make up for it. At that particular day's end, the man called all 3 of them. Who are the 3? Horse, dog, and ox together. So now the man was telling, I am very sorry about you. I am sad about three of you because this camel is not doing any work. Only three of you are doing work. So when the camel is not working, you three have to do something more, right? You have to do double work. But you three are doing work and you are here. But this camel is not working anything. And so I am going to leave him alone. Let's see next paragraph. That made the three very angry. And they held a panchayat on the edge of the desert, and the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. Then he said, "Hump," and went away again. These three animals were very angry because the man said, you three are going to do some double work, right? So these three got angry and they made a panchayat. In the panchayat again, this fellow camel came. How he came? He was eating and coming. Cud means what? Partially digested food returned from the first stomach. And again by seeing, looking at them, he was laughing, and what he said? The camel. Again he is coming and only he is saying. Presently there came along the Djinn who was in the charge of all desert, rolling in a cloud of dust. Djinn of all deserts, said the horse. Is it right for anyone to be idle? Certainly not, said the Djinn. When this camel said, and went away, suddenly a Djinn came. Who was a Djinn there? Djinn was in charge of all desert. So the Djinn appeared there, okay? And he was in charge of all desert, and the horse. Is it right for anyone to be idle? Is it good if somebody is sitting without doing any work? Certainly not, said the Djinn. No, it is not good if somebody is sitting without doing any work. Well, said the horse, there is a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs, and he has not done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. The horse was saying, but there is an animal who never work from your desert. He is staying in the middle of the desert and he has a long neck and long leg. He never do any work. He won't even trot also. So now what happened? The Djinn got shocked. Phew, really? Like that? What does? It's my camel. What does he say about it? He says, hump, and he won't plow, said the ox. Djinn got shocked, eh? Oh my God, really? That is my camel. What he is saying then, when you are telling him to do some work? So the ox is saying, if I am telling him to just come and plow, he just say only, he is not coming and working. Very good, said the Djinn. I will hum him if you will kindly wait a minute. So now Djinn got angry and he is telling, okay, I will hum him. What is that? I will hum him. I will deal with him appropriately. I will set him right now. I will teach him some lesson like that. The Djinn is saying. Okay, let's see next paragraph. The Djinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak and took a walk across the desert and found the camel looking at his own reflection in the pool of water. My friend, said the Djinn, what's this I hear of you doing no work? The Djinn sat down with his chin in his hand while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. You have given the three extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness, said the Djinn. Now, after having a conversation with the three animals, the Djinn disappeared by rolling himself in his dust cloak. Be like smoke, it will go. Now the Djinn is going to meet camel. Okay. He walked around in the desert to find the camel. He finally found the camel gazing at his own reflection in the water. So when he came near to the camel was looking at the water and looking his reflection on the water. The Djinn told the camel that he had heard of him not willing to work at all. So now Djinn came near to the camel and asked, hey fellow, I hear that you are not working anything. Animals told me that you are not doing any work in the desert. The camel continued to look at his own reflection while the Djinn sat down with his chin in his hand. The jinn continued to speak as he told the camel that as a consequence of his laziness, the horse, the dog, and the ox are working double time since Monday morning. Because of you, the three animals are working hard in the desert. You are not doing your work. So they are only doing your work and they are doing more work. So that is in the end of the paragraph. You have given the three extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness, said the jinn. So because of you, the three animals are doing double work. And he went on, thinking with his chin in his hand. Humph, said the camel. I should not say that again if I were you, said the jinn. You might say it once too often. I want you to work. And the camel said, again. But no sooner had he said than he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up into a great big hump. So when the jinn was talking, again this camel was saying only hum. So suddenly what happened? His back became puffing up, means becoming bigger. Puffing up means becoming bigger and bigger. It became a hump. It became a hump, a rounded protuberance found on the back of a camel or the another. Usually you can see a hump like a bigger part of the back for some animals. Do you see that? Said the jinn. That's your very own hump that you have brought up your very own self by not working. So, but the camel was very happy when he had the hump. As he looked out the word out of his mouth, okay, the camel noticed his back becoming bigger and bigger, and the back he was so obsessed with had now grown up into a big hump. Actually, it was increasing and it became a hump. And do you see the hump on your back? That's your very own hump that you have brought up your very own self by not working. So, because of your character, attitude of not working, you got that hump. Today is Thursday and you have done no work since Monday when the work began. Now you are going to work. How can I, said the camel, with this hump on my back? That has a purpose, said the jinn. All because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating because you can live on your hump. And don't you ever say I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. Now the jinn is telling to him to go and work. You are telling only hump. So you got the hump now. Now you go and work. Okay, now you go and work. The jinn clarifies that now the camel has to work. Again, if you are sitting without work, I will give another punishment. So now you go and work. The camel, after seeing the hump, what he is telling? Asking jinn, how can he work with something like that on his back? So again, camel is like, I have a hump on my back now. How can I work with that? So jinn is telling, the hump served a purpose. I have given this punishment. It is a good thing for you. What is the good thing? What is the purpose of this hump? It will enable him to work for 3 days without food. Okay, because he did not work for the first 3 days. So without eating anything, you are going to work 3 days now. So this hump will help you to work 3 days without eating anything. Jinn said that he can live on his hump. He further goes on to say that the camel better not point out that the jinn never did anything for him. He asked him to get out of the desert and begin working with the tree. So now, after saying this, jinn is telling him, okay, get up, go and work with the 3 animals. Let us see the last paragraph. The camel went away to join the 3. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now, not to hurt his feelings. But he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world. And he has never yet learned how to behave. So now the camel joined the 3 animals to work with them. Since that day, he always carries his hump along. So we can see, right, a hump on the back of the animal, a camel we can see now, and which usually people are calling hump. to not hurt his feelings. So, despite working, he has not been able to compensate for the first 3 days when the world began. Also, he did not learn to behave properly. So, in the beginning of the world, first 3 days he did not work, right? That is why he got this hump, and also he did not learn how to behave properly in the beginning of the world. So, that is what in the end of the paragraph. But he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world, and he has never learned how to behave. So, in the end of the lesson, the jinn is teaching him a lesson and giving him a hump, as he was telling always. And now he has to work with that hump. Okay, that is the lesson, teaching us to do hard work, not to be lazy, right?